Welcome to Daily Video Vocabulary. A dose of daily new English phrases and words. Brought to you by podcast.com. This is a brand new series of daily video vocabulary. Visit daily to learn a new word, so you can be more fluent in English. Daily Video Vocabulary, Episode 1. Today's word is, running late. Well, what do you mean by that? So, what does running late mean? Does it mean that you are just running somewhere? No. It basically means arriving late at something. It can be at a meeting, an appointment, or at work. Being late for work is a common problem that we all face. But telling your boss why you are late is difficult, especially when you have to do it in English. In this episode, listen to examples, how to use the phrase, running late, in your daily conversation. Now let's have a look at some example sentences. If you want to tell your boss that you're reaching late to work because of traffic, you can say, the traffic is really bad, so I'm running late. Well, you can also use it as an excuse to reach late. If you are late for an office meeting, you can say, I am running a bit late, so please start the meeting without me. Mary is running late, she will be here in 10 minutes. This is a brand new series of daily video vocabulary. Visit daily to learn a new word, so you can be more fluent in English. Daily Video Vocabulary, Episode 2. Today's word is, got tied up. To get tied up. Or you can say, I got tied up. So, what does that mean? Does that mean you are tied up with a rope and not able to move? Well, it's somewhat similar. Let's find out. Got tied up. This is a common phrase we use when we are late, or a common reason for being late at home, due to work at the office, or at the work due to traffic. Got tied up means you got busy with something which you can't avoid, or you can say, you got busy with work, which is very important, that you were tied with a rope to that work. Alright, why don't we listen to some examples of how to use this phrase in our daily conversation. For example, you are supposed to reach for an business appointment and got late due to traffic. You would say, I got tied up in traffic on my way here. You couldn't complete the report your boss asked you to submit by evening. You can say, I was tied up on the phone all afternoon and didn't get any work done. Sorry I'm late honey. I got tied up at the office. Well, this is a common excuse you give when you are late from work to your wife. Daily Video Vocabulary, Episode 3. Today, we have a new word, ran over, which is again related to time. Ran over. Or you can say, to run over. Can you guess what it means? Let's find out what run over means. Run over is a phrase that you can use to explain why you got late or delayed. It means something you were doing went too far, or goes for a long time than you expected. For example, a meeting can run over time, or an appointment can run over. Let's look at some example sentences on how to use this phrase in your daily conversation. If any of your colleague always takes more time to finish his presentation delivery, you can say, John always forgets about the time and runs over the time limit for office presentations. If you are late for your next meeting or an appointment, you can say, my previous meeting ran over by more than 30 minutes. It's possible that your meeting can run over than expected and you can be late for your next meeting. So you should always leave an extra 15 minutes in your schedule, just in case meetings ran over a bit. Daily Video Vocabulary. Episode 4. Hello English learners. Welcome to today's episode. We have a new word for you. Call in sick. Do you know what calling in sick mean? Let's find out. Call in sick is a phrase. It means to inform somebody that you can't come because you aren't well. This phrase is really important because we all get sick, and sometimes you can't go to work. Or maybe sometimes you just don't want to go to work, so you can use this phrase as an excuse. Let's learn how to use this phrase in your daily conversation. Example 1. Our meeting was postponed because my client called in sick. Example 2. If he calls in sick one more time, boss will fire him. For sure. Example 3. If you want a day off, just call in sick, don't make stories. Stories are told by liars. Daily Video Vocabulary. Episode 5. Today's word is runny nose. This is a very strange word. Does it mean your nose is running? Let's find out. Runny nose is a common symptom of cough and cold, and occasionally fever. Runny nose means a lot of water coming out of your nose. When you run you go fast, so a lot of water coming fast from your nose. Or you can say, you have a stuffed nose, or a nasal congestion. A runny nose is a common symptom of many childhood illnesses, including cold and allergies. Alright. Let's look at some example sentences on how to use runny nose in your daily conversation. Example 1. How dirty. John's weeping and wiping his runny nose on his sleeve. Example 2. I've been sick with it for about 2 weeks. First week, yucky and runny nose, but it got worse the second week. Example 3. Once she began this natural allergy treatment, her runny nose ceased. Daily English Vocabulary. Episode 6. Hello English learners, welcome back. Today's new word is preoccupied. Let's find out what it means. If someone is not focused, or a little bit worried, or thinking of something else, you can say, the person is preoccupied. Preoccupied means absorbed in some thought. Or you can say, excessively concerned with something. Preoccupied is an adjective, as it describes the state of a person. Let's take a close look at some examples on how to use this word in your daily conversation. Example 1. Rachna is really preoccupied. I think she's having some family problems. Well, you always look preoccupied when you are worried about something. Example 2. Oh, were you talking to me, honey? I'm sorry. I'm just preoccupied with work. Example 3. John was so preoccupied with his deadline that he forgot to attend his cousin's wedding. Welcome to Daily Video Vocabulary. A dose of daily new English phrases and words. Brought to you by podcast.com. Daily Video Vocabulary. Episode 7. Hello, English learners. Welcome back. We have a new word for you today. Blown away. Or you can say, to be blown away. So, what does blown away mean? Come let's find out. blown away. To be completely blown away. Or to be blown away. Okay, what do you mean by blown away? Well, to be blown away means to be surprised. Or you can say amazed. But, in a positive manner. Blown away is a phrase you use when you hear things that you never expected. Let's listen to a couple of examples on how to use this phrase in your daily conversation. Example 1. Peter blew me away with his knowledge of vintage cars. Example 2. I was blown away when I heard Ram and Rashmi had got married. They have known each other for less than a month. Example 3. My parents were blown off when they found I had a tattoo on my hand. Hello English learners. Welcome to Daily English Vocabulary. Episode 8. Today's new phrase is strength to strength. Let's find out what it means. Let me give you an example. You do one thing, and you do it well. You do another thing and you do it well as well. It means you are going strength to strength. Strength to strength means you are going from good to better, and getting better and better. Or you can say you are improving, or developing day after day. Now, let's look at a couple of examples on how to use this phrase in your daily conversation. Example 1. Your English has improved so much, you are just going from strength to strength. Well, if you practice regularly, your English will go from strength to strength. It means it will improve faster, so practice regularly. Example 2. The new office we opened in Delhi just goes to show our company is moving from strength to strength. In this example, the phrase strength to strength defines the growth of the company. It shows how well the company is doing. Example 3. John, you got the sales department off to a great start. And I'm sure you'll continue to move from strength to strength. Here, strength to strength explains how well John is doing, that is, he's got the sales department to perform better. And his boss expects him to continue the same. Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Daily Video Vocabulary. Episode 9. Today's new phrase is, may I take your? Let's find out what it means, and how to use this phrase in your daily conversation. May I take your? So, what it means. Let's take an example. May I take your name, or, what is your name? Which one is correct? Well, both sentences are correct, but may I take your name sounds more polite and formal. So, may I take your means more polite or formal way of asking for something. May is also used in asking and giving permissions. Now, if you said, what is your name? Is correct when you are writing somebody's name. But it's not really polite or formal in a business situation. You can use this phrase when you are going to write down the person's name, or other details. Well, if you meet somebody on the street or at a restaurant, you wouldn't say, may I take your name? This phrase is more applicable in an office setting, or a customer service department, where the operator has to write down the details of a customer. It sounds more formal. Now, let's look at some example sentences, those you hear when you call the customer service department. Example 1. You called a computer service company and want to speak to John, an hardware engineer, to explain your problem. The receptionist would say,
may I take your name, please?
She means, she wants to make a note of your name. Example 2. In continuation to your conversation with the receptionist, She tells you that John isn't there at his desk. She will take down your phone number and ask John to call you back. Listen how she will say.
John isn't there at his desk. May I take your phone number and ask John to call you back later?
Example 3. Your computer is with the computer company for repairs, and you want to use your neighbor's computer. How will you ask for the same in a polite way? My computer is under repair. May I use your computer until next Monday?
Yes, you may.
Hello English learners. Welcome to Daily English Vocabulary. Episode 10. Today's new word is A-S-A-P, or you can say A-yes-A-P. Let's find out what it means and how to use it in your daily conversation. A-S-A-P, or A-yes-A-P, or also called ASAP. It means, as soon as possible, that is really very fast. This is a very common phrase we use in our conversation. ASAP is an acronym for, as soon as possible. Which people usually use, I guess because it's too long to say, as soon as possible. This phrase is commonly used while writing emails, when you want something urgently. Okay. So let's look at some examples on how to use this phrase in our daily conversation. Example 1. We need to make a public announcement of all our new products, ASAP. Example 2. Forward me the client's email, ASAP. Example 3. Well, subscribe to our YouTube channel ASAP, and learn English online for free. So, are you subscribed?